Wow, it's been a while since I've made a YouTube video. Long story short, been enjoying summer. Let's get into some loot from Zalcano without any further ado. So, with the release of Song of the Elves came this new boss, the Zalcano. He's a very profitable boss, very money heavy, but you don't get a whole lot of XP for him. I've seen estimates that he yields around 3 mil GP per hour in terms of profit, and the XP per hour is, I'd say, just negligible, not very much at all. And the loot from her is based on your stats. That's your mining level, smithing level, and rune crafting level. Also, group size has an effect on this boss, and you can participate in this boss as an Iron Man, which I think might be a little bit overpowered considering how good this boss is for drops, but it's more of a kind of a mini game at the same time. It's not really like you're doing damage to it, so right now this seems to be the only group boss that Iron Men can participate in and still get loot from, which is different for Old School RuneScape and the Iron Man challenge. As for what you get from loot, you 100% of the time get these little crystal shards. Sometimes you can get them while you're mining, but you always get a couple from loot as if they're bones. Also, if you get ashes, that's a sign that you got the MVP award for most valuable player for that kill, which means that you get basically double loot and a second drop on the drop table. Its unique drops are the Crystal Seed and the Dragon Pickaxe cosmetic upgrade. Unfortunately, I did not end up getting a Crystal Tool Seed, but those aren't very pricey right now, so if I weren't an Iron Man and I were just selling all my loot, not getting the rare drop would not have affected my loot very much. I might grind out for the Crystal Tool Seed in the future because as an Iron Man that's the only way for me to get it. But you do have to do a certain amount of damage to it in order to have a chance at the Crystal Tool Seed. So you can't really leech your way to a Crystal Tool Seed. You have to try pretty hard, and it's exceptionally difficult in a larger group. Your chances of getting the Tool Seed are going to be a lot better in a smaller group. However, the boss is going to take longer to kill the smaller the group is. Also, sometimes when the group is so large, it's hard to get any hits in on it at all when you go for the stage where you're throwing the rocks at it. As for the process of this boss, you start out by mining some rocks, smithing the rocks, enchanting the rocks, and then throwing the rocks at the creature until it's downed, and then you mine it. There are 3 cycles of this, and then it's dead, and you can grab your loot. So it's got like a little shield that heals itself in between each cycle. But these cycles aren't always in threes. For instance, if your group is extremely small, it might take longer to deal damage to it, and you might end up doing a 4th or 5th cycle, and if you solo it, it might be a lot of cycles because it's going to get back up again before you're able to actually do that amount of damage to make it only 3 cycles. Just a little clarification there. So if you've got, I'd say at least 5 players, it's probably around a 3 cycle kill. But if you're soloing, it could be up to a dozen depending on your RNG. And not only RNG, but your gear kind of matters depending on whether you're using a dragon pick or a rune pick or even the crystal pick if you're lucky enough to have one of those. Some other items that might help you out on this boss include the Varrock Plate Body 4 from the Elite tier, the Graceful pieces, and the Mining Cape. I personally like to wear the Expert Mining Gloves as well, although I don't believe those actually do anything beneficial here. So, with all that said, let's jump into some live commentary for the last kill and the show off of all the loot that I got from 500 kills at this boss. Alright, there's kill number 500 for the Zalcano boss. About to go see what the total loot is, and I'll be right back after I get all that in my inventory. It was a fun little grind. I think I'll come back to this after I get 99 smithing, or at least some smithing levels from what I have in my bank, because the loot is based off of your smithing, rune crafting, and mining levels. So after I get 99 smithing, I might do another 500 kills, or just do this boss to get the supplies to 99 smithing, although I might do blast mine too and use up some of the dynamite I have. This boss gets a little repetitive after a while. I didn't find it that enjoyable to grind because I don't know, I'd say it's simple enough to be able to do constantly, but it's too complicated to AFK something else on the side. Like I found that I can't really multitask during this boss. So if it was a little easier, I'd probably be able to play at an alt at the same time. But if it was a little bit harder, I think it'd be more engaging. So I think that's what this boss needs, is something to make it a little harder. Some extra mechanics or something maybe. Just something to make it a little more engaging. So that's my opinion on it. Let's look at the loot. Looks like mostly everything fits in the inventory. We've also got 968 crystal shards. Sorry for the splashing on my alt in the background on Deadman, if you can hear that. Anyway, let's see what this loot is, plus nearly 1,000 crystal shards. 42 mil from 500 kills. 42.1 mil. So this is a pretty decent boss, very profitable, not very engaging, as I was saying. I wish it was either a little more less complicated so that I could play an alt at the same time, or more so, I wish that it was more complicated so that it'd be more engaging, because I didn't really enjoy this grind all that much, and I am very excited to get back on the Slayer grind. I'm about to go kill some Hydra boss. That's my current Slayer task. And yeah, I'll be coming in with some more Iron Man videos in the near future. So hope that you guys like this loot video. Hope it helps out the statistics in the community, and peace.